Ladies, are we ready? I don't know. On your been there. All right. You guys ready? Gonna set it free. Let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free. Oh, blessed be. Gonna set it free. Let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free. Oh, blessed be.
Life unfolds with grace and ease, endless possibilities. They're everywhere, they've always been, when I choose to let them in.
Gonna set it free. Let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free. Oh, blessed be. Gonna set it free. Let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free. Oh, blessed be.
I've outgrown those smaller dreams, the way they used to limit me. I make the space, invite love in, magic fills my life again.
There's something bigger calling me to follow where my passion leads. I trust the flow, I don't need to know. I dance into the great unknown. Gonna set it free, let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free. Oh, blessed be. Gonna set it free. Let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free. Oh, blessed be. Now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free. Oh, blessed be. You know I'm finally free. You know I'm finally free. Oh, blessed be. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I can feel that flow this morning. It's just kind of slow and easy. I'm trying to ease into it for the fall. It's beautiful. Thank you. So my name is Christine, and I'd like to welcome you all into the sanctuary. I'm glad that you're here, and we'd like to welcome everybody online. Thank you for being here, and I'd like to acknowledge that we are all one in spirit. I don't usually say Okay, we are going to stand up and greet our neighbor, give a handshake, high five, whatever you'd like.
It did change. I hope it was. Oh. Okay, so it's time for the community sing. I think, is this the last Sunday we're going to do this? Wait, no. We have one more. Okay. All right. We know this tune. You guys are pros now. So please stand and join me in singing today. Today I'm only gonna speak the truth. Today I'm only gonna speak the truth. I'm gonna be like a child in everything I do. Today I'm only gonna speak the truth. Today I'm gonna build my thoughts on faith. Today I'm gonna build my thoughts on faith. I'm gonna trust they'll take me to a higher place. Today I'm gonna build my thoughts on faith. Today I'm gonna see through loving eyes. Today I'm gonna see through loving eyes. 'Cause when you put it out there, love always multiplies. Today I'm gonna see through loving eyes. Today I'm walking hand in hand with God. Today I'm walking hand in hand with God. 'Cause when I see through His vision, nothing here is flawed. Today I'm walking hand in hand with God. Today I'm only gonna act with grace. Today I'm only gonna act with grace. And I'll watch as peace spreads all over the place. Today I'm only gonna act with grace. Today I'm only gonna act with grace. Today I'm only gonna act with grace. Good job.
Thank you so much to our musicians. We've got Bobby, Sandra, and Nikki. Yeah. We also want to give a special thanks to our audio-visual team. We have Byram, Wayne, and Wendy. And we'd like to thank all of the volunteers. It's been quite a few things, one after the other, and we've had a lot of volunteers coming in, and we thank you all. So we'd like to give a warm welcome to Amber McKenzie. She's our speaker for today. She is going to be, her speech is about 2 truths and a lie. So we can give her a warm welcome.
Testing. Yes, good. Is it working? Okay. I have a loud voice, so I don't want to blow you guys out of the building. Good morning, and happy fall equinox, officially. I just learned today that today is the fall equinox. It's my favorite time of year, so I'm just very excited to be here sharing it with you on this beautiful Sunday morning. And doing what I love most, which
about yourself, and then you're getting people curious about the part that's a lie. So an example of this might be, for me, I might say something like, I've traveled to over 32 countries, I have 5 siblings, I was raised in a religious cult. Okay, so 2 truths and a lie. Can you guess which one is the lie? 5 siblings? Anybody else? Okay. Nice. All right. Cool. Right. No, you were right. 5 siblings. Yeah. So see how it's kind of fun? Like, oh, wow, 32 countries or religious cult? What? A lot of you know that I was raised in a religious cult, so that one might have been obvious. I've shared that before. But the game is fun because you can kind of be outrageous with your fun facts, right? And the more interesting it is, the more likely it might be a lie. And so people, when you play this, they pay attention and they get curious about you. And it's kind of interesting because oftentimes the most mundane fun fact you share is very often the lie, which is what I did, right? I have 5 siblings. That's kind of a little bit boring compared to 32 countries or growing up in a religious cult. Yeah? So the lie is often much less fascinating than the truth. And that is why I wanted to talk about how truth can inform, or how lies can inform our spiritual path. Because most often, when we tell ourselves lies, they're often very limiting and boring, if you really think about it. And so I want to talk about, my talk title, again, is 2 Truths and a Lie. And so I'm going to share 3 fun facts about my talk today, and you have to guess which one is the lie, right? Lies limit, truth expands. Exposing the lie guides us to our truth and our path. God finds the human experience irritating. Yeah, it probably is. I mean, if I were God, I would. So which one do you think is the lie? This one's pretty obvious. Right. So it turns out God does not find anything irritating. We do, right? Humans do. But why do you think this statement was the lie? Because I'm guessing it's because it doesn't sound godlike. It doesn't sound unity principle-like. And again, God doesn't get irritated. We do. So there's a litmus test when if you're willing to kind of expose your lies that you tell yourself. And the test is, if something I'm telling myself is true, does it feel like, if I'm telling myself something, does it feel expansive or does it feel limiting, right? So if it feels limiting, like, God finds the human experience irritating, that is a limit, right? And so most likely that is going to be a lie. Whereas if something you tell yourself feels expansive and big and bold, like truth expands, or exposing that which is untrue guides us to our truth. If it feels expansive, then most likely it is the truth. And in some senses, we want to say spiritual truth, soul truth. So before we move on, I do want to talk about what a lie is, as well as the definition of something I call like human truth as compared to soul truth or spiritual truth. According to the dictionary, a good source for definitions, a lie is an assertion that is believed to be false, typically used with the purpose of deceiving or misleading someone. It's a pretty good definition of a lie. And I would counter that most of us grew up in a culture, a religion, a society, or a family that told us lies about the world, as well as our place in it. These lies most likely started out as mechanisms to control and maintain order in society by those with power. And they eventually turned into the foundation for entire religions and cultures based upon made-up information, which is what we as humans do. We like to make up things. And we make up stuff and then we believe it and live our lives around it as though it were true. We do that a lot. And these lies are often the water we swim in, and we can't imagine anything else being true because it's what we're used to.
Some examples of these lies that I personally believe to be true growing up include, and just check to see if any of these resonate with you. You need money to be happy, right? I always believed that was true. I mean, money does help you with happiness, but the idea was that you had to have it. Once you had it, you were happy. You need a spouse or partner to be happy. You must be married. Living the American dream will make you happy. Men should not cry or show emotion. God is watching and judging you. Sin is bad. You're bad if you sin. Death is the end. Death can be a punishment from God. I heard that growing up. Wild. Grades in school are a determiner of your intelligence. There are only two genders. Love or marriage can only be between a man and a woman. My worth is determined by my productivity and my goodness, as it's determined by others. The more active and productive I am, the more worthy I am, and so on and so forth. You get the idea, right? Do any of these resonate with you? Did anyone here believe any of these things? Of course. Of course. This is the life. This is the human experience. So now what I want you to do, I gave you a little piece of paper. It's cute. It's like a little book checkout card. I didn't actually do that on purpose, but I kind of like the analogy of it. So I want you to write down in pencil one lie, if you just think about it for a minute, one lie that you believed growing up about the world around you or about yourself. It could be one or the other. And it could be one of these up here, or one that is just coming to mind. I'll give you a second to do that. Just one lie. Sure. So I want you to just write down one lie that you believed was true as you grew up. And it could be about yourself or about the world around you. Something like this. I know for a lot of us, one of the lies that we often were told was about God. So that might be one that you want to use. God is a man. God is judging. God punishes. God is judgmental. These are all things that I personally believed growing up. So again, just a lie about the world around you or about something about yourself too. It could be either. And we'll come back to this later. So if nothing comes to mind right now, hold tight. I'm sure something will pop in for you. Okay, so we'll come back to that, but now I want to talk about truth, okay? So for me, there's lots of different types of truth, I guess, but what I want to talk about is human truth or facts about what happens here on earth, this very temporary place that we live in, right? Everything is temporary here on earth. And so facts can be true one day and maybe not the next. Okay, so everything's temporary in this earth realm. So we have human truth or human facts. And then we also have soul truth or spiritual truth, universal wisdom. And these are forever truths, right? They do not change. They're not based on this earth realm. They're not temporary. They're permanent. They've always been and they always will be. So, but first let's talk about human truth. Again, let's get a definition. Truth is that which is true or in accordance with fact or reality, right? Yes. It can also be described as a fact or belief that is accepted as true. Okay, so sometimes the lies that we believe to be true were accepted by everybody around us. And so we were like, okay, that must be true, right? And so it takes some investigation to get underneath the accepted truth to find the lie, right? But for me, these are good definitions for what I call human truth. in that they are what we as humans accept to be factual. And if we look at them, they are often neutral occurrences that describe things that happen here, right, on this earth plane. It's like reporting the news, if there were such a thing as a neutral news outlet, which I don't know that there are. But if the news was just completely neutral, we would have things like this. Oh, oops, that's not what I wanted. I have it written down. I didn't put it on a slide. So, for example, some just facts about what happens here, truth. Let's say it's 75 degrees outside, right? Just a fact. Trump and Harris are both running for president of the United States. That's true, right? Yeah. There is a war happening in the Middle East. Yes, that is true. Yeah, at least one. We can all agree that these are neutral facts about what is happening here. But it is the meaning or the story that we assign or project onto these truths or facts that give them power over us, oftentimes. And most of the time, the stories we tell about the truth or the facts are misbeliefs based on our human experience, and definitely not on our spiritual beingness, our spiritual truths, right? It's very easy to go to our human experience when assigning meaning to facts that are happening. It's very hard. It takes more work to go to the spiritual aspects. So this was the last 2 weeks, I don't know about you, but for me, these last 2 weeks were very difficult. Something was going on. Usually things don't happen all at once for me. It's like, okay, I can kind of handle a few things happening here and there over the course of, let's say, 6 months. But these past 2 weeks, I had a lot of stuff come at me. And of course, as a spiritual being, I think many of us can agree, we like to look, at least I do, I like to look at what's happening in my life and give it that spiritual perspective. Ask God for guidance on it. But sometimes it's a lot, and it just is irritating, right? So here are a few things that happened this past 2 weeks that I will share, and what I'm going to share is the fact, just the fact, the story I told myself about it, and the feeling that came with it, all right? So the first one is my neighbor died after a long battle with cancer at the age of 39, okay? That alone is just a neutral fact, right? But the story I told and the meaning I gave it was she died too young. It was unfair. Life is unfair. She didn't deserve it. Her poor husband and daughter, they didn't deserve it either. How will they manage without her? So, right, I tell myself this story, and I'm crying, I'm sad, I'm very upset. And that is okay to do, right? That is okay. We need to let those things out as part of our human experience. And the feelings I had about this was sad, powerless. I was angry at death. And I've done a lot of work with death, but the human part of me still gets angry when these things happen. And I know that we all have many examples of something like this, all right? Okay, another thing that happened. This is very annoying, irritating. My water heater went out, and it needed to be replaced. Suddenly, just one day, just a cold shower. And it cost $2,700, which is a lot of money, right? My story was, oh, come on, really, right now? I don't have money for this, I'm broke, now I'm extra broke. How am I going to pay for this? It's horrible timing. I won't have enough for Christmas presents. Like I was future tripping about Christmas, right? Like, oh no, my kids, how sad for them. How unfair. Being a homeowner sucks, Really, really went for it. Again, and then I look at my feelings. Powerless, worried, angry, again. And finally, this one was a real doozy. I have a family member who has severe mental illness and is experiencing homelessness, and they asked to live in my backyard. This took me by surprise, of course. And the story I told myself was, I really did feel powerless. Like I wanted to help, but I don't know how, right? What am I supposed to do? I feel terrible. I can only do so much.
I'm not responsible for this person. They cannot live back here. They need professional help that I can't give them. Why is this happening? What am I supposed to do? It's a spiral. It was a spiral. And again, the feeling I had was helpless, angry, sad, all the things. Has this ever happened to you? Can you relate? Something happens in your life, and you immediately tell yourself a story about it. And then you proceed as if that story is the truth, instead of what it really is. Our own hurt, fear, and sadness being projected onto the event happening in front of us. While connecting with Spirit on this talk, I was reminded of the Course in Miracles. Is everyone familiar with the Course in Miracles here? Yeah. It's a wonderful book and workbook. And the first week of lessons in the Course in Miracles workbook was what came to mind. So there's 365 lessons, and they're very powerful exercises. And actually, about 15 years ago, I did the entire workbook with my mom. And I found it had a really profound effect on my perceptions of what I considered truth in my life, and how I perceived things outside of myself, but more importantly, how I reassessed what's going on inside of myself, because that's really the point, what's going on inside. And it forced my inner critic out of her comfort zone by making me question my thoughts and perceptions about the neutral facts, happening around me. So I wanted to share with you those first 6 lessons because I feel like they provide a great foundation for how the stories we tell ourselves work and how they can be interrupted. And what I love about the Course in Miracles and the workbook is that all of it is free online, and it's actually really nice to be able to go online and just click the entire workbook. You can get all the lessons, and again, completely free. So, the first lesson is, and how many of you have done the workbook? Has anybody actually done the workbook? Some of it? Yeah, a few? Yep. Yeah. So the first lesson, and they start you off very, gently. They don't want to give you a lot of information all at once because it'll blow your mind, right? What they're trying to help you with. But lesson 1 is nothing I see means anything. Right? So the idea here is that everything that we give meaning to, we assign ourselves, right? So they have you practice, this chair does not mean anything. This hand, this foot, this pencil, this body does not mean anything. And the idea is that you do it for a full day, and you're indiscriminate about how you do it. You just kind of, whatever's in your line of vision, you say, nothing I see, this has no meaning, okay? And then lesson 2 is I have given everything I see in this room, on the street, from this window, in this place, all the meaning that it has for me. So again, the idea with this one is to remain as indiscriminate as possible in selecting subjects for this application. Do not concentrate on anything in particular, and do not attempt to include everything you see in a given area, or you will introduce strain. So nobody wants to be strained. But it's interesting what our mind will do when we start doing this, especially if we say, I have given everything I see in this room all the meaning that it has for me. You kind of start questioning, like, oh, really? Do I? And that's the point, is that you are having to interrupt your thoughts and your beliefs. And this is a really gentle way to do that, this workbook. Okay, lesson 3 gets a little bit more into it. I do not understand anything I see. And the point of this exercise is to help you clear your mind of all past associations with the object, to see things exactly as they appear to you now, and to realize how little you really understand about them. So when you tell yourself, I do not understand this chair, right? It's just something new. You think you understand everything, because that's what we do. That's what our brains do, is we think we understand it. And then when we're faced with, oh, maybe I don't, again, you're interrupting that thought. Okay, and then lesson 4, these thoughts do not mean anything. And this is a major exercise. And this is the exercise that gets repeated throughout the workbook. And the aim here is to train you in the first steps toward the goal of separating what is happening outside of you from what is going on inside of you, right? That's the work. And it is a first attempt in the long-range purpose of learning to see the meaningless as outside of you and the meaningful as within you. That's pretty profound, at least for me it was. In that everything that I see and experience this last couple of weeks, the idea is that it's not that it's meaningless, it's that I have given all the meaning that it has. And that's the point. And so when I'm able to go inward and really reassess and work with God on it, the picture changes. The limiting beliefs change because I'm incorporating God into it, not just my own ego, my own self. Okay, and then lesson 5 is, I am never upset for the reason I think. And this idea can be used with any person, situation, or event you think is causing you pain. And you apply it specifically to whatever you believe is the cause of your upset, using the description of the feeling in whatever term seems accurate to you. So for example, I am not angry at death for the reason I think, right? Again, interrupting the thought. I am not sad about my family member for the reason I think. I'm not afraid about money for the reason I think. Again, interrupting the thoughts or what you believe to be true. And then finally, lesson 6, I am upset because I see something that is not there. And this is a big theme in the Course in Miracles. And so the idea here is, and what they tell you to do is to name both the form of upset, anger, fear, worry, depression, and the perceived source very specifically for any application, right? So for example, I would say, I am angry at death because I see something that is not there. And if you know anything about death, we have given a lot of meaning to death in this society, and most of it is not true, right? And this just reminded me of that again. I'm not sad about my mentally ill family member for the reason I think. Oh no, I am sad about my family member because I see something that is not there. I am worried about money because I see something that is not there. Okay? So again, all it's doing is interrupting the limiting belief, the thought, the misperception that I have about what's happening outside of myself so that I can come back in and reassess what is true with spirit. Okay, so these workbook exercises remind us that our human experience and the truth we often believe about what happens to us is often shadow-based and requires investigation. And it requires spirit guidance, which brings us to what many of us in Unity and those on a spiritual path are seeking, and that is soul truth or spiritual truth, which helps guide our human experience and what we believe is true about our human experience. So what is soul truth? Let's see, soul truth. So soul truth are capital T truths. They are, like I said, permanent truths that do not change. They are forever. They've always been, and they always will be. And they're almost like spiritual laws. And according to Truth Unity Net, spiritual truth is the absolute, that which accords with God as divine principle, that which is, has been, and ever will be, that which eternally is. Truth abides in fullness at the very core of humans' being. As their consciousness, awareness expands, they touch the everlasting truth. What seems new is but the unveiling of that which always has been. Again, that's from truthunity.net. The site goes on to say that spiritual truth is God's thought projecting into our mind ideas that will build spiritual consciousness like that of Jesus. The Spirit of truth watches every detail of our life. When we ask and by affirmation proclaim its presence, it brings new life into both mind and body and moves us to observe spiritual and physical laws that restore health. And I love this because, again, it's asking Spirit for that awakening and that information that we can't get by ourselves. We just can't do it. We can't will it. We need the Spirit guidance, and we need the spiritual truth and the soul truth. And then and it's all internal work, right? Nothing's going to change on the outside. Those neutral events and facts are going to continue to do what they do, and it's us. We are the one that has to change, right? Okay, so here are some examples of soul truth. Let's say them together, since I think we're all familiar with them. The first one is, God is everywhere present. Does that feel true to you? Does it feel expansive? That's good. Next one. Oh, good, it's still there. There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. God the good. Again, expansive. It's true, a million years ago, it'll be true a million years from now. Next one. I am a child of God. God dwells within me. The universe is conspiring in my favor. I am a magnificent spiritual being having a unique human experience.
How do you get connected with
We
you
as
who haven't
humans
met
are
you
each
yet?
on our own unique journey, and as such, we often
How do you meet you?
experience
And so there's a
the
series of
opposite of what is true for us in order to remember who we truly are.
exercises
Did
that I have
anybody
them do.
else do this in their life? Like call in a bunch of lies so that you could learn the truth or remember who you are? Because without the lie, you probably wouldn't even have to investigate the truth. At least this is how I see it. For me, growing up in a religious doomsday cult, I was absolutely meant to experience what God is not. I had to. I probably would have never thought about God if I didn't experience what God was not. In order for me to experience and relearn what God is, and more importantly, who I am in relation to God. Because before I investigated, I didn't like life. I thought it was really lame, based on what I thought was true. So I am so thankful for this learning, even though it was painful. The hardest lives, the most painful lives, are often the most profoundly life-changing, life-affirming, especially when we're able to access our truth with God. Okay, so I just want to finish up, and what we're going to do is I'm going to share a video clip with you from a transformational coach. And I actually love this exercise, and I did it myself, and it was not easy. And we're just going to do a little tiny version of it today. So you can either take what she talks about and do it later on your own, but we will do a tiny version of that. But the idea is that in order for us to really understand our truth, oftentimes we need to expose the lie. Because if you're not exposing the lie, how can you get to the truth? And sometimes we don't even know it's a lie until we face it, look at it. So this is a transformational coach that talks about one of her exercises. And afterwards, I want you to write on your note card, after hearing what she has to say, I want you to write down one more lie, maybe give it a few spaces, one more lie that you believe or you have or currently believe about yourself. Okay? Again, she'll give some examples. And then leave some space, and then we'll go right into meditation. Is it ready, Byron? Okay.
So you think you know Wix? Do you really? First up, we've got Shake Video Masks.
Building your online business? Go
That's
to
okay.
Wix.com and set up your store on a single integrated platform. Add products, showcase them dynamically, and seamlessly track your inventory. Accept multiple secure payments, and design your storefront down to the very last detail. Get all the tools you need. Drive more sales with customizable gift cards and flexible product subscriptions.
Right,
Retain
exactly.
customers with a point-based loyalty program, email automations,
That's okay.
and reach millions with sales channel
won't
integrations.
skip.
Complete your setup with a personalized analytics
You know what?
dashboard.
It's okay.
Make smart business decisions.
It's
and
all
shape
good.
the next phase
Because
of
what
your
I can do
business.
is just share
Build,
with you
manage,
what
and grow
the video
from one place. Go to
talks
Wix
about. Because
and launch
maybe
your
that's
online
what
business
Spirit
today.
wants, right? So basically, this
How do you
transformational
get connected
coach.
with you? You haven't met you yet. How do you meet you? And so there's a series of exercises that I have them do. One exercise, I'll give you one exercise, and someone's going to go home today and do this, and it's a game changer. And it's not even pretty. So this ain't rah-rah. Because first of all, as a transformational coach, very different than a motivational speaker, inspirational speaker, and informational speaker. Those people are there to incite you, excite you. A transformational coach is designed to go to the dark place with you, hold your hand, and coach you out into a brighter light. That's why it's the road less traveled. So one exercise that I have them do, and this is, and you'll notice just in this exercise, you'll see how I help get them there. So this exercise is called Expose the Lies. And I have you get about 16 blank sheets of paper. You may not fill them all up, but if you're playing big in the world like you are, you might fill them all up. And I have you write down every lie you tell yourself. And I have you talk about just the lies around money first. You might fill up 2-3 pages, just the lies around money. And you can't think about it and then not write it. Because if you think about it, it's a lie. Because the exercises expose the lies. So think of the lie you tell yourself. So I'll never have enough money. Money is hard to earn. I have to work hard to earn good money. Like, that's a lie. Like, really it is. Some of y'all know that. You can make money while you sleep if you set it up right. Right? So all the lies about money that you've told yourself. Then I have you tell yourself all the lies you've told yourself about who you are as a person. Like, I used to say I'm stupid, because I used to hear all the time that I was like, you almost qualified for the little bus. You know, I used to hear all kind of stuff, and I began to believe it. I used to tell people I'm a slow learner. Hold on, slow down. I believed it. So I would write all the lies you tell yourself about who you are. Next set of lies, which is why you have 16 sheets of paper. And each mindset, each category can take you 2-3 sheets of paper. All the lies you tell yourself about relationships. Romantic, family, friends, all the lies. My family will never understand me. That was one of my lies. They'll never really get me. I'll never have a long-lasting relationship with a man. And then all the lies that you tell yourself around your health and fitness. Then all the lies you tell yourself around your spirituality. Can I tell you, it's going to be ugly. People normally like, I don't want to do this. They stop. Well, it ain't going to feel good if you stop before we get to the finish line. So you have all these lies. Between every lie, you skip 4 lines, or equivalent to 4 lines in space. Once you finish that, you read all the lies again so that and you're going to feel nauseous. And it may take you 2 or 3 days because you got to take a break from it, right? You finish it. Don't put it off more than 4 days, because now you're procrastinating again. And so again, you know you. And then in between the lies, so you write all the lies down in pencil. Very important. You write them all in pencil. 16 sheets of paper, 10 sheets of paper, whatever. Then you get a red pen and you write the truth in between each lie, even if you can't believe it yet. Now, most people get stopped and say, well, I don't know what the truth is. Okay, but there is a truth, because this is a lie. And every lie has a truth, even if you can't believe it yet. So now you write the truth down. You're going to cry. You're going to cry on the lies. You're going to cry on the truth, because it's going to be exposed to you, the truth that you knew, but you forgot you knew it. So you're living like you don't know your truth. Then, after you've done that, and the truth is written between every lie, lies in pencil, truth is in red ink,
You read for 2 days, the lie, the truth, the lie, the truth, the lie, the truth, the lie, the truth, 2 days, at least 4 times each day. Because now you're training your brain, neuro-linguistic programming. So the next time the lie comes up, your brain is going to naturally default to the truth that you wrote in red ink. Because you gave your brain 2 things versus just having this lie. Because when people say you're stupid, the only thing you counter that with is I'm not stupid.
Right.
That's not positive, right? And so now your brain is going lie, truth, lie, truth, lie, truth, lie, truth. Then after the second day of reading the lie, the truth, get an eraser. And what you gonna do? Erase the lie. And now you're just left with the truth. So when you ask, how do I get people there? I do things like that. So I always tell people, watch my life and you'll be entertained. Step in and learn how to manage your life and you'll be transformed.
Isn't that good? Yeah. So, you know, and one thing that I did as part of this exercise is when I went to write the truth, I had to meditate. I had to ask God for that guidance. Because I maybe I could have done it on my own, but I needed God to help inform me of my truth, right? The inner spiritual truth within me. So that's what we're going to do now. So if any other kind of lie came up for you, please write it on your piece of paper. You should have one at the top, and then maybe 4 lines down, you have another one. And again, this can be a lie that you tell yourself about yourself. And it could be any of the ones that she used as an example. So write that down, and then if you feel like doing this more extensive exercise from home, feel free. But we'll take it easy and go into meditation. All right. So let's take some time now to relax into your chair. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And arrive here and now in this present moment. Allow yourself to breathe in and out slowly. With each breath, release all that does not serve you. Any incessant thoughts, your to-do list, your plan, your week ahead. Release it all now. The only place you are is right here in this present moment. In many languages and cultures, spirit means breath, and breath means spirit. So let us breathe in spirit to the count of 5. And breathe out to the count of 5. With each breath, notice spirit indwelling you. And now with your next spirit-filled inhale, I want you to imagine you are breathing through your heart space. Imagine your heart inhaling to the count of 5 and exhaling to the count of 5. Feel your heart energy expanding and growing with every spirit-filled breath. feel that strong and powerful electromagnetic heart field surrounding your entire body and expanding out into this space. Now, I want you to bring into your heart awareness a truth that Spirit wants you to know right now in this moment. Tune in and feel your connection to the divine flowing to, through, and all around you. Listen. What does Spirit want to communicate? What truth do you need to know? Take some time now to listen and write down the spiritual truths you receive as we enter into the silence. Sweet Spirit, thank you for your divine and sacred truths and your continual guidance in our lives. We know you are always one breath away. We thank you for your wisdom and enduring presence and ask that you continue to communicate with us in your most creative and unique ways. And more importantly, that we hear you. For we know you always hear us, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen.
So I would like to invite you to sing along on this song as well. We're going to start it kind of soft and build it up. Everything I need to know about what lies before me, everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need to behold about what lies before me, everything I need to behold about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within everything I need to do about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need to be strong about what lies before me, everything I need to be strong about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need to be at peace about what lies before me, everything I need to be at peace about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me, everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me, through the mind of God within me, through the mind of God within me. Yeah.
Thank you. And can we just give a round of applause for Amber?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I had no idea I had so many lies.
Good stuff.
I can't wait to release all of those. Okay, so if you guys can join with me in the Unity Statement of Peace. Unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths to God, the many ways to worship God. For there is one power and presence of God, and that God loves each one of us equally. It is therefore the position of unity to urge all nations, their leaders, and their people to turn to God by whatever the name for guidance during these challenging times, and to pursue peace, not war, for this is what honors the faith's traditions. Oh, we're already to announcements, huh? Okay, so I believe that the school, the Spokane Learning Co-op, has already started. It started a couple days ago. If you guys are interested in becoming a member, we have Intro to Unity, where we'll talk about becoming a member and what that takes. The Day of the Dead celebration is going to be October 27th over at South Hill. So October 27th, we won't be here. We'll all be at South Hill. At 10 instead of 11? Okay.
So there's no service here on the 27th. Okay.
We also have our Unity support circles. If you guys are looking for support and people to talk to, our next one is September 29th. And that will be here at Unity North.
But the flyer says first and third.
We had to change it. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's too small for me to read. Okay, so Marvin Soren, his services will be held on October 5th at 1 p.m. at Unity Spiritual Center on the 29th. 29th, October 5th. 29th and Bernard. Oh, so that's Unity South? Okay. So sorry. And then AED training is for everyone. If anybody wants to come, there's no fee. And that's October 6th. And then Kwai Gong is every Sunday after service, and we've been doing it outside. Eventually we'll come inside because it's getting a little colder. What's that one about? Oh, we're going to do a name change to our center. So we're having a special meeting October 13th at 12:30 to collaborate together and see what we would like to change our name to. Okay. All right, so now we are going to give our love offering at this time. I'd like you to consider any gifts you would like to share. We all share in many different ways. Sharing your gifts with intention creates an energetic flow through your mind and heart, creating more abundance, both for the recipient and the giver. As we pass the offering bags, I invite you to hold your intentions in your mind. Please join me in blessing these gifts as we affirm together our love offering statement. Divine love in, through, and as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I invite you to place your prayer intentions into the box before you leave today. And our prayer team, along with Silent Unity, will pray for you for the next 30 days. Okay, and then we'll invite our children in.
You are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. You are walking in the light, in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
Okay, face everybody. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Today we are continuing learning about different spiritual beliefs from different cultures and different countries. And so some of the kids that weren't here, let's not play with the balloons. Hey, you guys are supposed to be looking out. Okay? So today some of the kids are finishing their dream catchers that we did last week, or ones that weren't here last week started them. And then I found some really cool mandalas at the craft store. And so some of the kids weren't here when we were learning about mandalas. So we also worked on that and are talking about each one, what the dream catcher means and what the mandala means and is used for in Hinduism and other religions. So that's what we're doing. And I just wanted to say part of the reason we're doing this is because Unity believes that all people are on their own spiritual path and that all paths lead to a higher power. So it doesn't matter where you're at in your journey or what religion or spiritual belief you believe in.
Amen to that. All right, let's bless our children. God loves you and accepts you just the way you are, and I love you and accept you just the way you are. I behold the Christ you are. And then would you guys like to bless us? God loves you. Thank you. All right, and then we will stand for our peace song.
Do you need the birthday song? Or
It's birthday Sunday.
oh, it is birthday Sunday. Do we have September birthdays?
Are there September birthdays?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, you're wonderful. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday!
And now, let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
All right, and then we'll say the prayer of protection.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Don't let your burdens get you down. Don't let your troubles